Hey guys, and welcome to the next video. I am the Worm, this is Mr. Program. Today we're going to be reviewing the Provari Mini version 2.5, which I got
2013 facelift.
2013 facelift, which I got this morning. Well, I'm just going to show you it. That is my Provari Mini. You can see Provari Mini there, and that is the device. It is tiny.
It is incredibly small. The video makes it look bigger, doesn't it?
It does make it look bigger. Give us your Vamo, man. That's his Vamo.
Again, the video does make the Vamo look bigger. I'm trying to think of something that most people are going to have that will be equivalent size. That Provari is not even as big as a can of Coke. If you've got a 30ml bottle, everyone's going to have a 30ml bottle of juice, isn't they? This one right there behind that blueberry. There you go. Right, that's a 30ml bottle of juice. That's the Provari. It's actually tiny. I know it's a mini, but
Jesus Christ,
it's very mini. I mean, watch videos and stuff, but it's even smaller than you expect it to be. I mean, when I ordered the Vamo, I was expecting something the size of a snooker cue, and to be honest with you, they didn't disappoint. But it's not as big as you'd be led to believe. I mean, pass us a 30ml again. 30ml bottle, I mean, yes, it's big, obviously, but it's not as big as the videos make it out to be. It's kind of, everything seems a bit out of, not out of context, but you know what I mean, sort of out of proportion. Whereas the Mini, it's even smaller than you expected.
Tiny.
It's like a 650mAh Ego battery. That's how tall it is.
I have ordered the extension cap, which should be coming tomorrow. So we'll update you on again tomorrow, like we did with the dripping out miser. But with the extension cap, it's only as big as the normal Provari. So you'll see how small the actual Provari is as well. I mean, on pictures, it looks in the same size as pretty much the Vamo.
You assume it's going to be. I mean, you assume it's a bit smaller, but you assume a normal Provari is going to be about that big. And in actual fact, you're looking more about that big. So it really is small. When he showed me, I was like, what the fuck happened to it? Someone shrunk it. So it is very tiny, but
it is beautiful. I mean, this thing is heavier than his Vamo. Without batteries, this is heavier than his with batteries in.
Fully loaded, the Vamo still only, I'd say, 2/3 of the weight of that standard. It is incredibly heavy. You don't expect it for the size either, and if you're used to mods, you don't expect how heavy that's going to be for its proportion.
I can pretty much hide it in my hand.
Yeah, you can't hide it in your hand. It's not pretty much about it. You can't hide it.
It's gone. So, but that is the Provari Mini. It has got it has got blue LEDs and it is in satin black.
So you bought the most expensive one.
Yeah, I did. Well, I wanted the black one, and I don't really like the silver one or the chrome one or whatever it is, stainless steel. Yeah.
I like the silver one, but I still want the blue LEDs.
Yeah, blue LEDs are they're going to be better than the red.
You can get them in green though. We've found a site. It's the only site we've seen that does them. That you apparently can get them in green. So I mean, if that's your thing, personally, I still take blue. But then everything I own is pretty much black with blue LEDs. So it's just my
standard.
Yeah, I think it just looks good. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a neon. It's not LCD, but it's almost like a neon blue. And that combined with a gloss or a matte black, it does look really cool. I mean, but
we're assuming this bottom cap and this top cap is machined from.
We're not assuming that is
machined from solid bits of.
That's a solid piece of stainless steel that's been machined.
That is why there's so much weight in that.
And unlike every other mod, it doesn't stop there where the joint is. That will continue down to about there, or where the top of my finger is.
I mean, this thing is heavy and it feels so well made.
I mean, the top connection as well. It's not other devices. Let me just check what I'm saying. Let me have a look down there. Let me just make. Other devices, basically, you'll have your top. Let me see what I can get my Vamo out. I'll show you. Basically, what you've got is your top piece of steel or bronze or copper, whatever it is. Sorry, and then you'll have a 510 connection stuck inside it, like bonded inside it. However, they probably welded or soldered inside it. With this, that whole port is machined, and then what they've done literally is at the base put in a 510 top. So the whole thing is seriously high quality. It is very, very nice. It's basically Provari porn is what it is. It's very good. It's
a single button menu system as well. It's got 6 options in the menu, which are, before I go through them, because I will forget as I go through them, they are: the first one, if you press it 5 times, it will come up with power up, then you have to press it once and it goes on to like a double line thing, press it again and it goes on to power down. So it's another 2 clicks and then you get power off and on, so that will actually turn your button from on and off. So if you want to
turns the
deactivate
device
it,
off, doesn't it?
yeah, it's basically if you want to put it in your pocket, you can power it off. So when it's in your pocket, you're not going to knock it. But this button is very, I mean, like, I'm giving it quite a little hard tap there, and it's not coming on. It's not activating. I don't think it's going to activate in your pocket anyway. But as a precaution, or if you've got kids, then it's obviously a better option for you.
If you're going to spend £200 on a mod without batteries inside it, don't carry it in your pocket.
No.
Simple as that.
And don't leave it around for your kids to get hold of, because they are going to scratch it, and you'll cry.
No matter who you are, 200 quid on a fucking battery is 200 quid.
After the power off and on menu, you've got the check battery level, then another 2 clicks, and you've got, well, not clicks but pushes, because there is no clicking on that. It's atomizer ohmage, it tells you, and apparently the Provari is one of the, well,
one of the most accurate. We've watched quite a few big YouTubers, and they basically said the only atomizer check that they sort of truly believe would be a Provari or a Darwin. So yeah, as far as the atomizer ohmage, it's very, very, very good. The only thing we've really got to compare it to is actually an actual multimeter, which is a cheap sort of 10 quid multimeter.
We tried them and they didn't really seem to work, to be honest.
It kind of threw us off a bit. And the Vamo. Now, we've said from the word go, we reckon the Vamo's off by about 0.1 of an ohm.
I've literally just put a new head in this, which is a 2.4 apparently. I checked it on my Provari and it come up 2.9.
Checked it on this and it come up 2.7, but it is a brand new head, it's going to need to bed.
Yes. But just that's saying it's a 2.9, that's saying it's 2.7, we reckon, yeah. I
mean, to be honest with you, you only really need the atomizer ohmage check if you really anal and want to make sure that the producers or the people who are making these atomizer heads are doing their job properly, or if you're using rebuildables. Now, if you're using rebuildables, the main thing you're checking for is a short and just a general ballpark, because they change as you bed them in.
Yeah, that's it, and you just want to see what it is so you know to get your voltage right.
So the Vamo is close enough.
And obviously the 6 menu is to turn the LED off when you push the button at the back. So if I can show, there you go, it comes up blue as well. That is obviously blue LED as well. So it's
that's just all that does is literally turn that light off when you push it.
Yeah, that's all it does. It says it'll save your battery a little bit. So, but if you get the extension cap, and you get, I've got an extension cap coming, obviously, like I said, and I've got some 2,000 mAh batteries coming, so that's not going to be an issue for me. I mean, this is pretty much going to be a home vape for a little bit before I even consider taking it out properly. I mean, I may take it out when I'm going out to a friend's or somewhere where I know I'm going to not be out, where I can possibly drop it or get bumped or nicked or scraped or whatever. But it's predominantly going to be a home vape at the moment until I get that extension cap with the 200 mAh batteries. I've only got 700 mAh batteries at the moment, 2 of them obviously, so one's obviously on charge when it's not, and it's a home vape for the moment. But I'm just going to take you through the menu quickly, hopefully. Basically, I'm going to do this like this, hopefully, and we're going to go. You can't see me at the moment, but whatever. 5 pushes, comes on, power up, then you get those lines, power down, push it again and again, then you got power on and off. Oh,
just turn it on.
I'll turn it off, but I've got to wait for that. You've got to wait for it to go off if you do go into the system. I'll go through it again.
5 clicks again.
Power up, power down, power on and off the device, check your battery level, check your ohmage, and check your LEDs on and off. And
simple as that. I mean, when you're doing the cycle, you've got to do 5 clicks. So which one you're probably used to turning your device on and off now becomes your menu access. And then when you get to the I suppose
the desired menu you want,
you then
leave it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then it will go into the menu. And then I'll show you by changing the voltage on that I've got on in the moment. So 5 clicks, power up, or power down. I'll go power down then. Leave it. You go to the things, and then you start pressing it, and it will go down. Or you can hold it, and it will slowly go down.
And round robins.
Round robins.
So it's not overly complicated. You've got to bear in mind that he's only, I mean, realistically, again, we've had work meetings and stuff today, and been busy and bits and bobs and things and bobs and all this and the other. Realistically, you only have about an hour or 2 to have a proper little play.
Yeah, so I have used it while I was out. I did take it out with me today because obviously it was new, and I wasn't going anywhere that I thought it was going to get destroyed. It was in my case, in my pocket, on my person at all times while I was out. So
I can imagine after living with it for a few days, you're going to be much more used to cycling through those menu options. To be honest with you,
they're not hard.
One button click, I mean, it's one less button to break on the case for one, and 2, it's less protruding on the case. But it's not a very nice system.
It's a very nice button. I mean, the only thing I will say, it has got a little bit of play when you move it with your finger, but other than that slight bit of play, It's very well made.
What is it made of? Do you reckon it's like a strong silicone or something?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's made. It's
Either that or hardened plastic, or
it's something like that. But part of that play, I think, could be actually in the material, and then part of the play is just because the button it's not in a fixed socket. None of them are.
But I will say, like all these threadings on the bottom, that is so smooth. It's beautiful. It's just
they are wicked threadings, and unlike the Vamo and Z-Max and all this kind of stuff, when you take the battery out of the Vamo, it will remember whether it's an RMS or not, which is something we haven't really gone into, but barring that, all the settings are then back down, so your voltage is at 3, your watts are at 3, it doesn't remember whether you're in watts or volts. With that, you take the battery out, it'll remember what volts you were on, it'll remember what settings you had, so I mean that's good in itself.
Memory setting, so
it hasn't got variable wattage. We discussed this earlier between one and myself. It hasn't got variable wattage, so you can't, if you're a watt vapor, you can't vape in watts. Personally, I am not a watt vapor. I don't change devices anywhere near often enough to warrant vaping in watts. And I was saying again to Worm earlier that basically when I vape in watts, I kind of sit there and think, oh, if I'm at a 1.5 ohm Carto and I'm using it, if I want 10 watts, I'm at about 4.1 volts, and I kind of make that calculation in my head. I'd rather just see how many volts I'm using, to be honest with you, because I prefer the way I can tailor it using volts. I think you agree, didn't you? But I know there are some true watt fans out there, in which case this device isn't going to be for you because it's not even an option on it. But watts for me, although handy if you are continually changing, to be honest with you, I like to know what I'm using. So if I'm using a 3 ohm Argo and then I'll bang onto a 1.8 ohm Nova and then I'm using a 1.5 ohm dual Carto.
I mean, let's be fair, if you are a regular vapor, you know exactly what's in your stuff at all times. You know what flavours are in what. You don't need to be told. You know what voltage everything needs to be at. You're going to be fine.
I think it's only
and just the build quality on this thing is just superb. But it is. This is the downfall to this thing. English money is £185 with the blue LEDs and being black satin. It's £160 if you just want it in the standard silver.
Standard silver and red.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think the blue LEDs will cost you any more to make. I don't think the black body realistically is going to cost you much more to make. I just think it is basically they know that the black's more desirable. They
Just
know
the
that
fact
the
that
blue
you're tailoring
LEDs
it
are more
yourself,
popular,
isn't it?
and they choose to take that money. So I think I don't think it's a real downside because there is additional costs involved. Obviously, they've made silver and stuff, but there's going to be enough of them made and sold because let's face it, we've watched 100 go out of stock on one site in about a week and a half. There's enough of them made that, to be honest with you, you could just cap the price at 170 and make it truly customisable to whatever you fancy. But
obviously, Provari make the vendors
Provape.
Provape. They make any vendors that sell this. They have a set price.
Yep.
They have to sell them at that price.
Non-negotiable, or you're not allowed to sell it.
That's it. So it's part of the Provape's choice.
It's totally.
It's not down to the vendors at all. I mean,
no, it's nothing to do with the vendors.
You can't blame the vendors. They are doing what they wanted to. They want to sell this. They've got to sell it at the price.
I think the only thing that I've seen vary on price, one site was slightly higher, ecwizard.co.uk actually worked out at £93 for the same option, so it's £8 more. I mean, to be honest, £8 when you're spending 200 quid basically is.
If they're the only ones in stock and you want it now, that's when you're going to get it.
The only other thing I've seen vary in price, I believe, is the extension cap. Now, part of that is down to Provape's pricing structure because certain extension caps are just the coloured ones, so the blue, the purple, the white are less. Okay.
Because they're obviously not as popular, I think.
Yeah, I'd imagine. But I have
just
seen the black ones £1 or £2 cheaper at different sites. But that realistically is the only price variance.
You can get this in obviously white. You can get it in blue. You can get it in pink, I believe.
Purple. Silver,
and black.
That's
all with the from one site you can get it with red LEDs, blue LEDs, and green LEDs. Most other places are either red or blue.
I'm sure there's other sites out there that do the green LEDs, it's just we haven't come across them, especially seeing as, I mean, I'm guessing some of you guys that are American, I'm guessing you get these options before we do.
Oh, definitely.
Being an American company, you're going to get them and you can buy them direct from Provape. I mean, when we was inquiring about this for you, when it basically, when we had a chat, didn't we, and I kind of suggested maybe buying it direct from Provape and then importing it into the UK. But after the international shipping costs, which worked out in pound or in sterling, it worked out about 25 quid. And then there is duty tax you've got to pay when it hits our postal offices, which, I mean, if it's the same as our VAT, it's another 20% on top of. So it's just, it didn't work out for the sake of a fiver. It didn't
and
work out.
waiting like 4.5 weeks probably to get it through all customs and all that kind of stuff.
Didn't work out.
It wasn't worth it. It seemed like I'd order this and get it the next day.
Yeah. No, it just didn't.
Which I did get from Vaporscape. Big up to them because I buggered up the order delivery and forgot to do next day delivery, which I phoned them, but they was actually in the process of sorting out my order and was about to phone me because I forgot to put special delivery, which you have to do if you're ordering a Provari because of the price of it. So big up to their customer service again. They done it all online, over the phone. It took me 5 minutes, literally a 5-minute phone call to them, done job, all sorted. Next day turned up.
That's not the first time that's happened either.
No.
We did order some stuff and some complications occurred and it ended up getting basically returned to sender, and literally I knew it was getting to them that morning. I phoned up Jason, I believe it was. I explained the situation to him, said look, you should be receiving it anytime soon. He said okay, I'll call you back as soon as I've got it. 10 minutes later I got a phone call back saying I've just got it. He said okay, obviously you have to pay for delivery again because it was out of cock up. Pay for delivery again, and we received it the day after. So it's not the first time that Vapor Escape have come through, and bear in mind when I phoned him that was a Saturday morning, so most businesses tend to be like Saturday, but he was up ready and raring to go. So yeah, Vapor Escape,
can't give it any more praise than we already have.
Yeah.
It's a nice company.
It's a good website.
Right, we're going to show this with a few different tops on now, so just so you can see like the standard of it, and obviously you know how much we love the Nova, the VV Nova. Obviously I've got it in an STV black. That is it with that on. It matches up. That is literally beautiful.
It does look good.
I get a laugh that bit.
Does look good. I mean, we will be flapping no more, quite a bit about this, to be honest with you. No doubt, sorry, quite a bit about this. I guarantee it's going to be a
that's the STV Nova on it. Do you want to give us a dripping, the new dripping atomizer we did the other day? I
do want to point out as well, if you did watch the DDA video, there's been another one, whether you watched both or one. There's been another one basically after I spent a day of it at work and we both kind of used it a bit more, and I said in that video last night that I reckon by the end of the night Worm's going to have one. That was 1 o'clock in the morning. I then repeated myself again this evening and said by midnight tonight that he was going to have ordered one. That order went in about an hour ago, so you don't really...
But it is my last thing I'm buying for the next 2 months.
Minimum. But yeah, so obviously bought one, we've had it 24 hours and there's already another one on order. It kind of just does speak for the volume that we can't.
But you will see why when you see how awesome this looks on top. That just matches up.
It does look awesome. And
I've bought a Odyssey drip tip, which is an Odyssey tank that Totally Wicked dash UK e-liquid.
Totally Wicked dash e-liquid.co.uk.
Yeah, I always get the link there. But I bought their Odyssey drip tip, which basically, I'll take this off now. If you can see along that top bit of steel, you've got those teardrops. The Odyssey drip tip has that in as well. So you think it's got the steel at the bottom, black, steel, black, and then the steel drip tip with the same pattern on that. It's going to look epic. When I will show you it when I get it on Saturday, it should be coming. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I have ordered next day delivery, but it shouldn't get processed till tomorrow. But it doesn't say Saturday delivery, so I don't know whether I'm going to get it Saturday or Monday. So it's up in the air with that one. So, but yeah, I'm gonna.
It's one of them ones.
We will say about this as well is that the other thing it does is it's a more consistent flow of charge to your atomizer. So it does seem to produce a little bit more vapor than you would normally expect. Not as much as the dripping atomizer. We've tit and tatted over this. He's adamant that his dripping atomizer is better. I've finally given in, and it is better. It is better. I was just being, obviously I'm a Provari, and it's new, and it cost me £185, and I want it to be better. So it is better.
The thing that convinced him, if you vape, the thing that convinced him is usually your vape's a long drawn pull, and on a Nova you take a 1-2 second pull, and it's on this. I'll show you. That looks pony, honestly. Why?
See mine about.
Mate, I've just taken like a half a second pull. I am running light liquid as well. That was just a complete mood point now. It's a pre-video vape.
I mean, it is only slightly bit more vape, but the flavour does seem to come through more with the charge going through it a little bit more consistently. You see, the vape seems to be a little bit more smoother on it. I wouldn't say it's drastically much better, but there's just like it is slightly better in every way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing we should mention with the Provari whilst we're on this kind of subject is, I mean, one of the things you get with the Provari is, or Provari, if that's how you say it. I mean, we said Provari just because we read it before we'd heard it, and that's just how it's stuck.
Is it? It's a Provari.
But basically, with the mod, basically, it's the voltage on my Vamo. If I set this to 4 volts, I'll be getting in ballpark of 4 volts, so I'll be getting maybe 3.9, 4.1, 4.2 on a bad day. Okay, and as the battery gets lower and lower, that will drop off. So when I've got it set to 4.2 on a dead battery, you may be looking at maybe 3.6. I don't know. The variance can be as much as that on something like this. And this is, it's a cheap mod, but it's not a cheap mod. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good cheap mod.
It's incredibly good value for what it is. With the Provari, we haven't got a volt tester. Okay, I wish we did, and it's one of them things. If you watch P. Basado's video on it, he goes into some serious detail about it. It attaches a voltmeter.
It brings up some graphs for you and everything. So,
but basically, what you've got is you set it to 4 volts. It is at 4 volts, and it will be at 4 volts until the very moment it dies. In fact, in his video, he was lucky or unlucky enough, depending on how you put it, when he was testing it, that it died mid-testing. So he tested it. He said that's what it's at. That's what it's set to. Burnt it and then put the voltmeter on, that's what it's at, and as he pushed that's what it's at, it flashed up 4.1 volts, which is what it had set to, and it died. I mean, it's literally from the first to the last puff, it is spot on. Okay, that's one of the things that you're paying for. Another is that what you do, so again he shows graphs, and what you set is what you get, basically, is what how he described it. Basically he set all the different voltages, and that was it. He put different devices on, so 1.5 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 4 ohm, basically, and try to push the boundaries. There is a 3.5 amp limit on the Mini, the V2s, whereas in the V1 I think it was 2.5. Basically, in layman's terms, what that means is that it will get to a certain point where you're trying to push something so far and the device will not allow you to do it. So for example, I believe on a V2, which is what that is, it was 2.5, what that is basically, if you set it to 4.5 volts on a 1.5 ohm car, dual coil, you'll be fine. It'll get to a point where it goes, I can't push this total power output. So basically it will get to a point where it will not allow to push the wattage any higher than it is. Okay, so 4.5 volts on a 1.5 ohm car, you're probably talking somewhere in the region of about 14 or 15 watts, which is basically as high as the mods go. He managed to push the 1.5 ohm car to 5 volts before it would not allow you to do it anymore. If you were to push a 1.5 ohm dual core car to that kind of voltage, I mean, even if it is flooded, you're going to burn the polyfill. It will heat them wicks so quick and vigorously. I cannot imagine why anyone wouldn't do that. I mean, I use a 1.5 ohm dual car now and again, and I run it at 4 volts, and I consider myself to run that high. So it's just one of them things, is what you get. And he basically tested the voltage. It is attached to all of these different devices. He had a bar chart, and I'm not joking, spot on. You can check his video out. I'm sure you'll be able to find it in seconds if you search it in YouTube. It shows you in more detail than what we can give you. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome. Obviously, it's your life, you can do what you want. Personally, I think we're more entertaining, but whatever. It's just one of them things. But that's one of the things you're paying the money for. Is that
a little stand, so I could just get it like hanging there.
You can get a mod pod, but
I just hope it's on the video, but not.
It basically just wants to hold it so you can see what we do. So basically, but that's one of the things you're paying for. As obviously backed by the tremendous build quality, I suppose, is the only way you can really describe it. It's like
it's unmatched in build quality.
It's like buying a Gippo Primani £3 white collared t-shirt and then going and getting something from Ralph Lauren or going and buy a Nike top. It's just you put it on and you can just, from the moment it touches you, that it's a better quality. And it is. And the Vamo, don't get me wrong, the screw threads on the Vamo are nice. It's well built. I mean, there's a little rattle now and again, but that's just the button moving. That's all that is. And it is a nice mod, this Vamo. It is, and I still sing this thing's praises. I really do, and I still will.
No, I still have to agree. It is a beautiful mod for its price. I mean, for 40 quid, you can't go wrong. You
pick that up, and you are kind of, you can just instantly tell you're in a different league. Do you know what I mean? It's like going from a cheap car to an expensive car. You can just tell there's more money there, and that's build quality, and that is what it was all about. Let's face it. If you're paying the money that this thing costs, you expect it. And to be honest with you, I have had certain expectations. Obviously I didn't order one myself. I'm struggling to justify the price. If I'd justified it by now, I'd be holding one. But
give it 2 months. Give it 2 months.
If I'm going to get one, it'll be before then. If it is still a big if.
Give it a month.
But I had expectations. One of them was I expected it to be bigger than what it is, but I'm happy with the size personally. If I'd ordered that, I'd be like, sweet, it's miniature. It's what you kind of want. You don't want to be walking around with this, really. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but given a choice, I'd take that size. I mean, I could use this in small mode, but it's still big. It's still big compared to that.
Put it in small mode and we'll show.
I've got my 18650 in here, so
Well,
it won't
battery,
actually be powered. But yeah, I can use this in small mode. But truth be told, I don't, because the battery's only 800 mAh. I'd have to carry 2 batteries with me. I do anyway, but I still fear them running out. But that's it in small mode. It's still
bigger.
It's still an inch, or 3/4 of an inch bigger.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean that is one of the things you're paying for, and in terms of build quality, it is exceeded my expectations. If I'm honest with you, it is extremely nice. In terms of performance, I haven't actually used it that much. I don't know why. I haven't actually used it that much. I've used it enough to know that it's nice and it feels good, and the button press is sweet, and I love the way it looks. The blue LEDs just set it off beautifully. But in terms of use, I can't say how much of an improvement it is on performance. But when I went from a spinner, sorry, Bellend hit the keyboard again, so we're cropping a video. But yeah, basically, when I went from the Vision to the Vamo, I noticed. I mean, you didn't really see it, did you? But I mean, you'll be.
But I didn't use it as much again. So
it's basically the same thing in reverse. But I noticed an improvement in vapor quality, and also it seemed to be a bit more there. So, and obviously you're now experiencing that. But going from a spinner to a Provari, it's even more.
It's a big jump.
Yeah, to going from this to the Provari, I can tell there's a bit of a difference there. So, in terms of sort of, I don't want to give my opinion on how well it improves on something like a VAM or whatever, because honestly I don't know, but I know that there's a difference, and I only used it for about 20 minutes, so take that however it will. I mean, obviously your opinion's going to be different, mate. So
I mean, I can only really do from a spinner to this. I need go battery, so
you've used the VAM, but not enough.
Yeah, not enough. I can't give you an honest opinion without using it for a day and then using this for a day, and well, you know what I'm saying. So you are paying a lot of money. That is its biggest downfall. It is a lot of money, but that is its only downfall. That is it. I mean, if you've got the money, you are not going to be sad having a Provari. It's just, you're not going to be sad about it.
Even if you haven't got the money, you won't be sad. I mean, you may be evicted, but you won't be sad.
But you'll have your Provari to go. As long as your batteries are charged and you've got like 10 of them, you're good for a week. But looks, I don't think you've got a better looking mod out there. Even the equivalent that is meant to be better, which is called the what?
The Darwin.
The Darwin.
Performance-wise, the Darwin's meant to be minutely better, but
looks-wise,
gee, the thing's ugly. It's the best way. 1 second. Let me see if I can do it. 1 sec. Sorry, this is well unprofessional, knocking a table and everything. Basically, the Darwin, if you haven't seen it, try and research it if you like. The Darwin looks like that, okay? It's a fixed battery, no replaceable battery. It's got a prong that comes out here and goes down that way, and you have to lift the prong that way to attach it. If you've got something,
but that also turns it on and off.
That's how you turn it on and off, yeah. So if you've got a V3 or whatever, you can't have it attached to the device. I mean, don't get me wrong, I detach everything I'm using from my device when I put it in my pouch, but not everyone does. So you can't have it attached to the device. You can't turn it off as attached to the device. I mean, that is something I do when I'm indoors. I leave this thing attached constantly, unless it goes in the case, which is basically when I'm going to sleep and charging batteries. So you can't do that. The button is a slider along here. It's a pain in the bitch. The power
plus
buttons,
the slider has got a massive gap down it, which could have liquid going in there, fluff, dirt, everything going straight into all your mechanics of your mod.
There's a button here which again, I haven't used one, but I've watched a couple of reviews on one, and it's a kind of 50-50 split. Some people say it's fine, other people saying basically you need Thor's hammer to get it to activate. So I mean, just honestly, even if the thing worked as well as the Provari, just looks like a Darwin, it's still like it's like taking the ugly sister to the ball. Do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't do it. You just wouldn't. You'd rather stay at home and watch porn. Do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't do it. It really is the Darwin, although maybe comparable in terms of performance. That is the only thing it comes close to doing comparable. It's like someone's sort of melted a lunchbox. But
yeah, looks. You are not going to get a better looking mod on the market yet. Until the Provari version 3.
It comes down to preference. I mean, you may prefer the way other mods look. I think a lot of the mods that people rant and rave about are ugly.
But we will say, you can, like, not only can you get these in colours, you can actually get sleeves that actually stick onto these. You can get carbon fibre, you can get this butterfly one, there's like a red neon, blue neon.
It's a wrap, that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's like an adhesive wrap.
You can get a white carbon fibre.
silver
some
carbon
few-
fibre, halogen. You've got a woods effect. You've got like ones with little animals on.
You've got that like this really neon line thing going on, which is like about 7 different colours in that.
Like
So
rainbow neon. I
yeah.
mean,
So like I'm only saying that because like if you did scratch this, which I'm assuming that in 6 months' time I'm going to have a few scratches on this. I'm not saying I'm going to have it now because I'm going to be protecting this thing for the first like couple of weeks.
if you drop it,
like-
you're piss off.
So yeah, I'm going to be protecting this for quite a while before I properly take this out all the time. So but I'm assuming like in 6 months to a year I'm probably going to have a few scratches on this, but I do not see this because of the build quality being any worse off in 6 to a year time
Well,
than it is already now. You do get a year guarantee with this
About to
thing
say.
from Provape. Is it Provape?
Provape.
Yeah, Provape. So if anything does go wrong with, alright, you've got to ship it to the US
Unless you live there.
unless you live there, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I can't see it's not working. So if anything, a £10 or £15 for this little wrap that goes around it to make it look brand new again, I would be buying that.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to say that I have seen videos of this in with the carbon fibre wrap, and it's seamless. You can't tell, and it looks
Oh, it's
well. It looks even better
perfect.
than that does. To be
You're
honest
paying
with you.
15 quid for this little sticky bit that goes around your Provari. It's going to be perfectly cut for 15 quid.
Yeah.
And it is from Provape, and how well this is built,
That's
I'm
going to
assuming
match.
it's going to it's going to be amazing. I mean, we saw a video on it, and it literally goes down to the bottom. Obviously, not where the bottom cap is, and right to the top. It's got the screen. You can still see the screws, and it's got a little hole for the button to go through as
The
well.
holes are
So
perfectly cut. They match exceptionally well.
it's seamless.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the things I do want to point out. You can get them from other mods. So I didn't realise they did them. I thought it was someone who managed to get carbon fibre on. I thought what, but no, it's a wrap. But they do them for like the Vamo and loads of other mods
And you
as well.
get it
So
for the extended cap as well. A little strip at the bottom for your extended battery
for
thing.
your Vamo, you get your extension, your middle extension. Also, that comes separate, so you can wrap that as well. But for the price, I mean, the Vamo's got a few scratches on it now, and I take quite good care of my stuff, don't I?
Yeah, very good care.
So if you're someone who does
But you do
sort of
take it to
chuck
work
things, I
every
do
day.
take it to work. Yeah, someone who chucks stuff around and that they may sort of get the scratches develop quicker, and you could basically for 10 quid every 6 or 7 months make it look brand new. And obviously the internals, unless you throw the thing out of a window, in which case if it hits someone, it's probably going to fucking kill
And
them
back
with how
over
heavy
with
it
like
is.
a steam roller or something.
Every 6 months, 15 quid to make it look brand spanking new again, and you can change it and make it look however you want. Then,
If you want to do it every
customise
couple of months.
or if a new one comes out and you want to shift it over to the wife to justify it, you can make it look pink and pretty for her.
There you
Not
go.
being sexist, it's just you girls do like the pink
Or the butterfly.
or the butterfly. Yeah, looks wise, I do like it. I mean, compared to like the standard 18490 V2, the V2's got some grooves cut into it, or etched or whatever it is into it, as opposed to what I call
Yeah, it's kind
strawberry
of like
seed.
a line thing going around, but it kind of interlinks and goes
It
round.
still looks nice. It's not too dissimilar, but I was saying to you before you'd ordered it, I
It
would
kind of looks like
that
like
line
a strawberry.
diagonal. Yeah, I think that's like a strawberry seed, basically, is how I described it. But I still think that's the best looking out of them. I mean, looks wise, I have, from the pictures, I preferred the Mini. And I do think it's good. I mean, with the extension cap, I mean, Paul's really looking forward to it. Worm's really looking forward to the extension cap. Personally, I think it's going to ruin the look slightly because the fact it's got stainless steel top and bottom, for me, is part of what makes it what it is.
To be honest, I mainly want it for the battery power.
The life in it, battery life.
If I'm going out for like a day, 2000 mAh battery, it's going to do me all day.
After saying it's not taking it out.
I will be taking it out eventually. It's just going to be one of those things for the first couple of weeks you're going to baby it. It is going to be babied. I just paid £185 for this, £18 for an extension cap,
19.
£19 for an extension cap. I've paid sorry, £30 on batteries. That's including both sizes.
35.
£35 on batteries. I've spent a lot of money on this Provari. I've bought a charger and I've bought extra adjusters so I can charge both batteries at the same time.
An adapter.
It's basically a total of £260 I've spent on this battery.
Without delivery.
So
I mean that. I mean, this is what I've been saying to Worm pretty much all day and for the last couple of days. It's at the end of the day, it's down to you guys. It's your money and all this kind of stuff. But me personally, I like it a lot. I do. I'm not going to deny I want one, but I don't know if I want one enough to spend that amount of money on one. It is incredible. It's incredible amount of money. And I mean, like we had the discussion before doing this video. It's not that I couldn't afford to do it because I can, but it's just I don't think that I could live with myself comfortably after doing it. I think it would be a load of excitement tied in with some regret for me. I mean, at the end of the day, some people have thousands of pounds disposable cash each month, so for you it's going to be nothing. I mean, we work hard for our money, to be honest with you, and it is not a decision I'm prepared to take lightly. With the Vamo, it's kind of like, oh, it's 80 quid or $120, so
I will say that
the
only reason I have got this is because I did get a tax rebate, which basically, over the course of a year, I paid too much tax on my working allowance, and they've rebated me £1,200. So I have spent a lot on this, but it was money I didn't have in the first place, if that makes sense. It's extra money.
What you see is disposable, pretty much.
Pretty much.
But, I mean, yeah, even still, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very nice, it is very nice, but the price is one big drawback. I mean, you get what you pay for. It's as simple as that. You get what you pay for, and with this, the build quality and everything else, the performance, you are getting what you pay for. But for me, it's whether the difference between what this delivers and that delivers is really worth that additional cash, because yes, it is more accurate in this, yes, it is more consistent in this, and yes, it does do a better job than this. How much better? Time will tell. Again, we've not used them back to back, neither of us, and we've only had that here a day and this here a couple of weeks. So
there will be an update video coming.
Yeah,
obviously I'll show you the extension cap then and the extra batteries when I got all them. So that'll probably be in like a week or so, depending on when the batteries coming, because the batteries I've ordered are Panasonic ones, one of the best batteries you can buy, and they're coming all the way from Germany, so they're going to take a little while. So I'm hoping by the end of next week they should hopefully be here.
But what was I saying? I was going to say, the only thing I've got comparison is jumping from the spinner onto this. Now the difference was noticeable, yes. Am I happy with this purchase? Yes. Do I recommend this? Yes. There's nothing realistically bad I can say about this. There's certain things I can niggle about, but when you factor cost into the equation...
But you're trying to find those niggly things, aren't you?
It's not, I mean, there are niggly things. I mean, one of the things with Vamo, it comes with 2 modes, it's pointless, but they used an old chipset and didn't bother to delete the inaccurate mode. I don't know why anyone will use that, to be honest with you, but if you do, leave a comment, because I'd be interested to find out as to why you do use that. But it's with this, the differences are slight but noticeable, but this was like a fifth of the price. I spent £80 in total. Wormer spent £280 in total, and that is a lot of money. It is just there's no, you can't.
But I want to justify this a little bit. I have spent £280, but in the 2 months that I've been vaping, I've spent £50 on 2 spinners. I spent £15 on a pass-through, and if you look at it that way, that's nearly as much as you spent on his Vamo in 2 months. I've been upgrading and upgrading and upgrading.
I mean, yeah, that is an important.
I've had this lump sum of money come in, and I thought, you know what? I've got the money. Why not go to the end? Yeah. I'm now at the end. There is nothing more for me to buy. I've got the extension cap going. I've got the extra batteries going. There is no other battery that I am going to want more than this. I may consider buying a cheaper mod for maybe going for work and stuff, because obviously the spinners and that aren't going to perform anywhere near this, whereas other mods are going to be very close. So other than buying another mod in like probably a couple of months just for work, which would probably be something like the Vamo or the VMAX if it's on sale, depending on what I like at the time and what's where and what's in stock, I'm at the end of my vaping battery purchase.
I mean, yeah, I think that is important, because I mean, chances are, I mean, like me, I've bought a Vamo and on and off toying with the idea of Provari for a couple of weeks, and to be honest with you, it's still a battle ongoing in here. But if I do buy one, I mean, what I'm saying is valid. It is a kind of, he could have bought this and then a £100 mod and then a £120 mod and then got to the Provari ultimately, so he's jumped straight to the end, in which case, in theory, saving himself money.
A little bit of money on those other mods, but
the thing is, I mean, as far as the whole end of the vaping road goes, yeah, fair enough, until ProVape release a new Provari.
The V3
but the problem is that then you're going to want to upgrade to that Provari, and that is never going to be a cheap option.
No.
That's the thing. But
it depends on the difference you get from this to the V3. I mean, it might not be to like the V7 that it makes it worthwhile, that it's so much better, worth doing.
I don't doubt you're going to have that for at least a year and a half.
Yeah.
And anything bought from now and then that isn't a tank or an atomizer or a car atomizer, it's going to be I like the look of it and I want to do a review, or I want to just use it for a bit, or I want to see how it goes, or
yeah,
I don't mind
it's going to be
breaks.
basically different drippers, different atomizers, different cartomizers, different whatever comes in. I mean, like we've got the CE8 mesh coming tomorrow, which is basically the V3 but with a mesh wick. That's $5.99. I was buying the extension cap as well. I thought I'm paying for delivery. I might as well just throw it on there for £6.
It's one of them. It's one of them ones. But
we'll try it. We'll let you know, and then you ain't got to buy it if it's crap.
I think we don't usually do the whole. I've just noticed. Sorry, but I've just noticed that this video, it seems to be all like fucking proper, like serious, like around the dinner table serious. It's almost like it's cost money and we're not being dickheads.
Well, this one has cost money and we are trying not to be dickheads.
I'm not trying not to be a dickhead. I think it's just. I mean, the thing is, if you're watching this, you're probably semi-toying with the idea of maybe buying one, and I think we will give our cut and dry opinions on it based at the end. They will vary. But what I was going to say, we don't usually do kind of our 5-point thing with batteries because it's kind of very dependent. And to be honest with you, even to a certain extent, sort of vape flavour quality is going to be dependent on liquid as well. But we give based on the difference using the same liquid on a different device is what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of still works. On this, I don't think we can bother doing that. But I mean, sort of things like looks, obviously, it's going to be a 10 from both of us. It just is.
10.
It's a build quality is going to be a 10. Usability for me is going to be a 9 purely because there is a learning curve. But once you've got that learning curve, it's a 10.
Yeah.
It's the same as when you first get your first ego. You're like 5 clicks and then it changes and then what's going on here. It's a learning curve thing, but ultimately it's going to be a 10. Price.
You are getting what you pay for,
but it is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
So
it is.
Take that as you will. If you've got that kind of money,
if you've got 300 to throw away,
then it's worth every penny.
It is. You won't be sorry that you've got it.
It's a lot of money, but it is worth it.
If you are struggling to get that £300 to buy one, don't.
I mean, yeah, it's one of them ones. If you've got kids, and if you've got a missus, and if you've got rent and mortgages and whatever else and cars to run, then there are always going to be reasons why you can go, I've got something else that's 300 quid could go on.
Yes.
If you've got to the point where you think, do you know what, like Worm has, like, do you know what I mean, where you kind of go, well, I'd rather just get to the end of the line, justify it to the missus for a bit of bullshit and just get it done, and all you've got to do is buy 10 of tanks here and a bit of wick and silica, a bit of silica, a bit of mesh, a bit of wire, then play with it. Do you know what I mean? Do your thing. If you're a single man and you ain't got nothing to keep but your dick, then it's not going to be an issue for you.
No.
So it's one of them things, if you can justify the price, then my recommendation is that it is worth every penny, but it is a big price. It is a big price, but if you can afford it, then yes. Okay, that's kind of my view on this. I mean, if not, something like the Vamo, honestly, it's going to give you 70-80% of the frills. If you're going from something like a spinner, it's going to give you 78% of the frills, but not a fraction of the cost, because it's still, say, a third of the cost, but it's not as much money. It's not as hard to justify.
You can still, like, even on a tight month, you can probably still justify £40.
Yeah, and if you're already using mods, that is all you are.
Yeah, if you've already got batteries and your chargers or whatever, it is £40. If you do have to buy it and it's £80, alright, it is still a little bit more to justify, but it's not £280.
No, I think that is a key. That is the only key factor of this. If price was irrespective and you laid everything out there that's available, I think you probably end up picking this up to take home.
I will say though,
anyway.
just before, the Provari, the bigger one, is the same price. So if you do want, and obviously in the bigger one, you can still put the extension cap on it if you do want a bigger battery, which gives you the 18650s, which go up to 3,400 mAh.
But they do recommend you should use the AW high drains, which only go up to 2,000 mAh.
But I have bought Panasonic ones, which are
recommended by Panasonic for use in the Provari. They even specify it.
They are made for Provari.
At the end of the day, if you use batteries that aren't the AW and they vent and they break your device, you void your warranty. Now, the ones that Worm's buying are nearly twice the price of the AWs. We've done quite a lot of reading on it, both him and I, and it's what I would consider to be maybe a calculated risk. Okay, chances of batteries venting, especially seeing as it's a single cell device, it's not a dual cell like the Vamo, for example. I haven't found any cases of a battery sort of explode venting. So take that as you will. Bear in mind, Provari, even with their recommendation of AW batteries, still say if you get a vent in your AW, or a bad smell, then dispose of and take it out as quick as possible. So I think if a battery is going to vent, it's not going to make a difference as to whether it's AW. The only difference
bear in mind they're all unprotected batteries anyway.
Yeah, I think you can get protected ones, but you can also get a protective sleeve from Vapourscape.co.uk that sits at the bottom of your battery that does protect it. So basically, it blows and cuts the circuit to the battery in the event of it venting. So almost like a trip fuse on your fuse box.
But let's be serious. I mean, everybody's been using batteries for countless amounts of years in controllers and whatever. How often do you hear of a battery venting?
I mean, to be honest, because these are high drain, it's more common. But
yeah, but still, we had a good look around and we found. What, 15, 16 cases?
And they were all mods. They were with mods like the Vamo that stack, and I couldn't find anything on a single mod that done explode vent. And other batteries have vented, but not an explode vent. That's the difference. And
we will say that Proton pointed out to me is that I knew there was only a few companies that actually made batteries officially, but I didn't know it was that small number. He pointed out
it's only a couple.
Like two.
It's only a couple, but companies that actually make
all the batteries, but they different brands and they sell them on to other people that resell them. So it's like a reselling market. And Panasonic do make one of like their section of batteries. Yeah. They make the best batteries, and if you buy the actual Panasonic ones, which I have, they are one of the best batteries you can buy. They are much better than the AW high drain batteries. I can't see them venting, but again, it's going to be your device. Up to you to take a punt on it.
I think we're talking about batteries. We should point out all the batteries that are designed to go into E6, all the way down to the batteries that are included in the spinners that are sort of like 12 or 14 500s, whatever they are in there.
Yeah.
None of these batteries, maybe now, but not recent, not that sort of long ago, were designed to go into E6. They were actually designed to be used in high power LED torches. That's what they're designed for. That's what they're still sold for. If you go onto Ultrafire website and all that kind of stuff, that's what they are made for. Okay, so it's one of them things. Sort of take it as you will. If you think your batteries are designed specifically for these products, they're not.
Wrong.
Okay, they never were created for E6. They were created for torches. So again, take that as you will. This is just things that we've read and we're just putting.
And you've got to remember that in this obviously expensive mod, your protection is in the mod, not the battery anyway. So your mod should protect it anyway.
And even the Vamo's got that, and that's only a 40 quid mod. Most mods have got short circuit and stuff protection.
You're still going to be charging your battery every day. If you do notice a slight something you're not happy with, you should Provari on the line. Throw that battery away for 11 quid. Buy another one.
Yeah, it's a simple.
£180 or 11 quid.
Yeah.
Throw the fucking battery away. Buy another one.
Test it in the Vamo.
It
blows. It blows. You're not going to cry so much about.
That's it. Test it in one of your cheaper mods. If you've got another cheaper mod, if you worked your way up and not gone straight to the end like me, who's now probably going to buy a cheap mod just so work.
You can use it.
Just for work, you know.
One of those ones, but yeah, it is. Bottom line, I think it's time for the bottom line, mate. Isn't it? Yeah, I think this has been probably our most serious video, and I'm not entirely sure why, because we were fucking all laughing and joking before this. It seems to have gone like
that video went
Godfather moment. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's probably just late and we've had a chilled evening, to be honest with you. But bottom line for me, all things considered, price, build quality. Do I want one? Yes. Do I want to pay for one? No. Doesn't mean I won't. But
it's always the way.
Yeah, as is the way. But
pink one.
If you can afford it, then you're not going to regret it. I mean, you may think, oh my god, but you're not going to regret it. If you can't afford it, then stop watching this video. Stop
if you can't afford it and you do punt up the money for it, you're still not going to regret it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit in the back of your head when you think, oh, I got to buy value beans or whatever.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you're one who buys things quite regularly, so if you're going to buy a sort of 20, 30 quid or 40, $50 mod here and this and that there and blah blah blah, if you really want this and you can't justify it, whether you've got money or not, you can have the money and not be able to justify it to partner or yourself, which is the predicament I'm in. I can't justify it to myself at the minute. It's not that I haven't got the money, it's just I can't get the words out. It's just I don't think I can convince myself to pay that amount for this kind of product yet. Alright, but I have no idea what I was fucking saying. What is going on? Sorry.
I'm not going to help him.
But, do you know what I was saying? You're such a Jew.
I'm going to sit here and watch him struggle. Look, he's going red. This is funny. See, now we've got
that's what I'm saying. Bottom line, if you're one of these people to buy all that kind of stuff, okay, and you do go $50 here or 30 quid there and that there and that there, then just stop buying stuff and stick that money in a pot. If you really want one of these, you'll do it, because let's face it, the stuff you're using is working. You're only wanting to buy other stuff because you want to try new things. Now, you have to yourself make that decision as to whether you want to try 6 or 7 different things more than you want to try the Provari. That's a decision that lies with you. At the end of the day, if you're someone who's just bought the entry level stuff, sort of like a spinner with a Nova, and you're happy with it, then fair enough.
Stay with it.
If you're happy with what you've got, stick with it. If you really want one of these, then stick a bit of cash aside. The missus will never know if you're chucking 20 quid in a drawer. So it's one of them things. Like it is one of them things. The price is its only drawback. That is its only drawback. It is the price. But
I had the money. I brought one. I am so happy with it. I am not sorry. It was everything I wanted and more, because I mean, other than the size, because I want it to be a little bit bigger, but I'm getting an extension cap, so it's not a problem for me. Other than that one thing, because it looked bigger on the site, so I was expecting bigger.
They all do.
Yeah.
And videos, all of them look.
But they do look bigger. But other than that small thing, which I'm getting an extension cap anyway, so it's not a problem. But this one does look better than the bigger version, in my personal opinion. I am so happy that I've got it. I mean,
he's a proper child at Christmas, honestly.
It is just I'm wrapping it in bubble wrap when I put it into my case.
He's not joking.
I am wrapping this in bubble wrap in my case.
Ego case.
Oh, like actually, I will say that about
toughened. And
VaporScape. I ordered this with 2 other batteries and some VV Novas, all kinds of stuff. It cost me a total 300 quid. I didn't expect it, but they actually put this in bubble wrap. It was all taped together. It was a lot more bubble wrap than that. It was about 6 times the size of that, and it was also put in a free case that they sent me for buying it, I assume. So, but I got a free case out of it. They are a tenner on their own. I'm happy.
It's something for nothing, isn't it? It is something for nothing.
Just that little touch of like they've thrown in an extra case for me. Thank you very much.
I think it's almost a kind of. We're not allowed to let you use discount codes, because they're not allowed. Even discount codes, if you order it with a discount code, they'll cancel the order, because Provape set their pricing structure so strict that they will not allow you to have any other benefit over another retailer. Okay, I think it's a little bit one of those. We're not allowed to give you a discount code, but they don't get to control what we can fucking give you for free. Up with you, Provape. I think it's a bit of that, to be honest with you. And respect to VaporScape for doing it. To be honest with you, you didn't have to do it. It wasn't expected. I mean, we have.
When it turned up, I went through all the bag. And I was like, "Where's my Provari?" And then I opened up the case. And I was like, "Oh, what's in there?"
It wasn't expected. Didn't ask for it. We've got cases already, but let's face it, something for nothing's always good. And the fact that it wasn't expected, they didn't bother telling you they was going to do it. It's just one of them things. It's kind of like you kind of think. They are good to me now and again, do you know what I mean?
I'll be back.
Well, it is. I mean, we've recommended VaporScape enough.
Several times now, videos.
And we're going to keep doing it. We are going to keep doing it.
If they keep performing like they are, we have got no
Totally Wicked -eliquid.co.uk, libertyflights.co.uk, both all really good sites. And we haven't ordered things like Provari from them, and I can't really say I've got anything bad to say about them. I just seem, when I think about which one, if I had to buy from one retailer only that I would buy from, VaporScape keeps coming up for some reason. Totally Wicked are a bit more expensive, and don't get me wrong,
I mean,
they do sell the one.
The only thing VaporScape are missing out on at the moment, really for me, is the flavourings for mixing our own e-liquid, which we do.
But they do sell the nicotine solution quite cheap.
Yes.
And the dilutants as well.
So you got to weigh it up in pros and cons. I know we're going off the Provari now.
We touched it. Let's bring this up a little bit, because it's been very one of them videos. So let's get back to normality.
VaporScape is good for all your stuff like VV Novas, your STV Novas, all your mods. Really, everything is on there. You can't, you won't find a site that is better than that. You're Totally Wicked.
It's a bold statement. We haven't seen them all. There are sites equal
so far. We haven't found anything that's better than that for everything and customer
variety,
service.
customer service, and price.
Yes,
which is what you want from
Totally Wicked. We use that generally only for what's in their yo-yo sales.
We do.
We bought it first off there because that was the only thing that we knew about at that time. That was the only site we knew of.
That was the introductory site, wasn't it? I mean, when we watched, it was about 3 weeks before I got you onto this.
Yeah.
But I was looking at an alternative to smoking. I was interested in Sky 6 and kind of basically did a bit of research. Someone said I'm using this, and it was all jargon to me. Watched a video that led me to it. Went straight over to a link, and it was Totally Wicked. That could have been any site, and I would have been using that one because that's. But as far, I didn't realise how big this whole vaping scene and industry was until you get in it, and it is. incredibly competitive, which is why these retailers are so eager to please. And to be honest with you, as a customer, that's what you want. As a retailer, if you were selling this stuff, maybe not, because you're having to fight hard. But when you do find one, the equivalent of Vaporscape for us, it's just been delivering punch after punch after punch, then stick with them. Honestly, I know other things, this, that and the other, I mean, we can get something £1 cheaper here or there, but by the time you factor in delivery, it all ends up being the same price anyway.
I'm going to go Vaporscape.
And yeah, you're usually ordering something, you chuck something else on top, but all the orders that we've placed recently have been, right, if you want, we'll order it for you, save your delivery, because we're usually buying stuff from there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we literally, I was
Vaporscape.
ordering off Totally Wicked earlier, because I was ordering the dripping out that he's got, which is only on there, and Easy Wizard, but obviously I'm not ordering off there. And I wanted the what is it? The Odyssey drip tip. So I wanted it,
which is only available from there.
Which is only available from Totally Wicked. But all we use Totally Wicked for now pretty much is we've surfed on their yo-yos. If there's anything in there we want, that's when we go and buy it.
The thing is, with Totally Wicked, it is a nice site, but they don't. When you compare it to something like Vaporscape or Liberty Flights or even Saver 6, it is incredibly expensive in comparison in terms of liquid and products. Some of the stuff is nearly, I'd say, a 30% increase in price for the same product. I want to point out. Also, I mean, I know you get a little embossed like logo now and again, but fuck, it's not worth 30% more money of it.
No, all you get is this little demon head.
I do want to say, in Totally Wicked's defence though, they are a UK company, established, and they've done really well.
I'm not. I've got nothing wrong with them. Their delivery is fine. Company, but their customer service is perfect.
What was I going to say? That's what I was going to say. When Totally Wicked endorse a product, if you like, the reason I bought this dripping atomizer is because Totally Wicked don't do serious mods. They do their own ones. They don't do rebuildables, and I think part of that is because they can't guarantee the quality. So when I saw that, I thought it's going to be good because it's their first dripping atty. So that was one of the things, that and the price, but that, and we've been looking at them as well, made me take the punt on it, because I thought if Totally Wicked have got it, they're going to have seriously tested it before putting it on their site, whereas other sites tend to go, okay, we can get a supply of that from there and stick it on the site. Vaporscape are guilty slightly of that. Liberty Flights, I think, even slightly more so. But
when you do order from Totally Wicked, you are getting what you pay for. Again,
Totally Wicked do not sell the Kanger, which must say something.
But yeah, you are getting what you pay for, and you're paying a little bit more, but you're guaranteed it's going to work.
I think a part of what you've not had anything from the testing process, isn't it?
Is nothing. We've had nothing from there that doesn't work.
No, nothing.
Everything works out the box.
Yeah.
You're paying that extra £2 or £3, but you are getting out the box usage.
And if you've watched a few of our videos, which I'm hoping you have,
I'm kind of losing my voice right now.
Check them out.
Sorry, I'm going to have another drink.
If you watched some of our videos, you'll know that out of the box working, unless it's a rebuildable, which in which case you expect to play with it, is an important thing for me. So and I think probably for most of you guys out there. But if you haven't watched our other videos, please do so. Have a look, see what's
out there. Our other site, obviously, that we're mainly ordering off is Liberty Flights.
They're really good for flavourings, for your DIY liquid. Also,
DIY liquid flavourings is amazing.
The bottles and the syringes and your they've not got a bad selection of drip tips. They're just never in stock.
Yeah. I will say their Vision V3s are better from there. They just seem
slightly superior quality, even in Totally Wicked. Yeah. If we're honest.
But I don't think that's because they've tested it. I think that's it's coming in as better.
Oh, this isn't slagging off Liberty Flights, because they've been nothing but good. And their customer service, I would say, is better than Vaporscape's, because they have bent over backwards to please us when we've ordered from them. They really have.
We ordered some Kangers,
and they
didn't work. They sent us V3 replacements
before we'd sent them back.
For
free, and they didn't include the additional cost of the V3s on top of the Kangers. They also replaced every Atty head, even the used ones, with brand new ones, which some people may go, well, I expect them to. Fair enough, but they don't have to, and I think that's what's important, is that they don't have to. If they're used, they don't have to replace them.
They could have waited till we sent them back, then charge us for the extra postage, but none of that.
Yeah,
they just come before we sent them back.
So yeah, Liberty Flights aren't a bad site at all. I mean, let's face it, when you're in this stuff, if you're ordering a lot of stuff, you're going to order from several sites. I mean, they're our main three, purely because I'm happy with the customer service, the quality of the goods, and just in general the prices.
I would say there's one more, there's that e-cig Wizard, but that is mainly for buying our nicotine solution.
We should say that we haven't actually ordered off e-cig Wizard until last night, and we're awaiting delivery tomorrow. So we can't really claim that because we don't know what customer service is going to be like. I'd imagine it's going to be quite nice, as they all are, because they have to be, because it's competitive. But we've read some reviews and some of the products are not as good quality as they maybe should be from there. That is where we bought the CE8 from, the steel mesh clear miser. So we've taken a little punt.
It's £6, I don't mind.
We're going to see what it comes out like.
Because I still like the V3s. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that as a cleariser.
No, it's just an over.
For its price, it's good.
I think for the price,
and
though,
the way it looks. I mean, if you want a slimmer thing, if you don't want a massive tank,
that's the only thing that would make me
the
buy a
V3.
That's the only. I mean, the Nova is a better performing device. It's
all round.
No leaks. It's just all round. It is the V3,
and
6 or 7. This 9 or
it's just beautiful.
9, and it is a good looking device. The Nova is an all round better cleariser, but if you wanted the look of the V3, then yeah, by all means, that's the only thing that's going to give it to you. That or the Kanga, or the CE8, which is coming, or the Inican iClear 16.
Which
actually,
we'll do a review on tomorrow.
We'll probably end up doing a review on that tomorrow again.
But anyway, Provari. Yes, if you can afford
it. Yeah, I think that is it. Isn't it?
Yes, if you can afford it.
If you can afford it, or if you want to save for it, then you're not going to regret it.
If you're going to do what I was going to do, which was buy probably the Vamo, because I've tried it on his and it's good, then probably move up to like the VMAX and the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then eventually in a year's time get into this, and then regretting paying all that stuff for all that. Save for a month or two, whatever you have to do if you get paid weekly. Save for a month, whatever extra cash you would spend on like buying 10 different whatever things you buy. I mean, we seem to be buying every other night at the moment, so it is what it is.
I haven't bought anything for like 5 days. That was about 5 days ago, wasn't it?
No,
it was Saturday. It's now Thursday. That's 5 days ago. Yeah, I haven't bought anything for like 5 days, and I've said this to him. He now has no ground to stand on when it comes to how often I buy things. Yes, I buy things regularly. Yes, I try a lot of things, and yes, I enjoy doing that because I just think it's fun.
But the only reason I bought this is because I got a massive lump sum of money.
Doesn't give you a leg to stand on when you give him crap about buying stuff. It does not.
It does, mate. You use it out of your wages.
Well, of course you use it out of your wages. What do you think your tax rebate is? Your penis? It's your wages.
But like your money that you'd normally spend to live on.
Well, no, I don't, because I still have my money to live. I don't want to put out. I don't starve myself for my shit. Like I earn money and I spend it. It's just how it is.
And you do spend a lot on vaping stuff.
No, near as much as you.
Well, that's it's only for now, because I will not be buying anything now for about 4 bloody months.
This is the problem with the Provari. This is the problem I can see straight away, is that you're going to have to defend it
to someone like him.
Yeah, well, it's not that, but it's not just me, is it? He said to his
I'm going to have to defend this until he buys one, which is going to be next month, so it's fine.
It's not just me you're having to defend it to. All of our fellow vapors out there who we've got onto the vaping gear, if he tells them how much he spent on that, and he has today, their reaction is, okay, and you are going to have to defend it, because it is serious money. It's not lottery winnings or anything, but it is for what it is. And let's face it, as far as people who don't know what these devices are, that is the same as a SkySig. It's miles beyond. But as far as people who don't know what these devices are, that is the same. It does the same job. Now, we all know that all cars will drive, but there's massive differences. So that's what you're going to have to do. You are going to have to defend it, even though I just don't tell people how much it's cost. But let's face it, you spend 280 quid on something, you want people to know you spent 280 quid on something. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? So yeah, but other than that, there is no problems with the Provari, obviously. There never was going to be for the money. It's machined excellently, it feels fantastic, it's wicked, it looks good, it's everything you want the mod to be.
The screw fitting is perfect.
It's everything you want the mod to be.
I will say that the Provari logo on there is laser etched in, so it is going to be exactly the same, probably on every single device.
No, for that money it will be the same. Everything about that will be the same on every device.
Time.
Okay, it's not like certain mods where you buy it and there's slight variants and stuff.
Yeah, the button may be looser or whatever, but this is going to be exactly the same every time you buy it. And whether you buy the big one or the small one, as long as you're buying the V2, they're all going to be exactly.
If you buy what he's just bought and put them next to each other, you couldn't tell.
No.
Okay, sometimes with some other mods and
I'd have to scratch yours so I can know which one's mine. It'd be the one without scratch.
Yours. But yeah, that's kind of. I don't know. It's been a bit of a weird video. This is what I expected it to be honest with you. It's been a bit.
It's very long.
It's incredibly long, but it was always going to be. It's about the Provari. Let's face it.
I mean, a lot of it is just going up and down about how much it costs.
Creme de la creme. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, this is what you're going to be doing.
We've got to drum it into. This is a lot of money.
Well, it's not just that, but this is what you guys know what it costs. You know how much that money means to you, so you know whether you can afford to spend £1,000 a week or whether you are on the breadline. That's something that you know because it's your life. And this is a conversation that you will be having with yourself in your head if you want one. Okay, so it doesn't get any better. He's bought one, and I still say it's a lot of money, but he agrees it is a lot of money.
I totally agree. I mean,
we're going to start yo-yoing again about money, but it's never. To be honest, even if you've got it for a year, it's never going to be one of them things that you.
If I didn't get this lump sum, I would have had to really, really save and justify why I'm buying this.
Say that, you just wouldn't have been able to buy it this week.
Oh, yeah, it'd been next month.
Yeah, well there you go. You know what I mean? So it would have been next time you got paid, but
it's still one of those things that
I do want to point out as well. By the way, although he gives it I got a tax rebate and basically I got a bit of free money. 2 weeks ago, he was talking about buying this next month anyway, before he knew about the other cash. So it's one of those things that you can try and now defend if you like, but we both know that's true. So
I was going to buy one. There is no point on me saying that I wasn't, because I'd already decided and justified it to myself that I am going to be working myself up to a Vamo, to the next, saved by the Provari.
But even after this money, you still was saying, "Oh, it was a lot of money." I mean, you still yo-yoing yourself, and
I was still yo-yoing, yeah. And that was when I got the money, and I was still like, and then I just bought it.
The way I described it was, there's still part of me going, "Oh my God, don't buy it, don't be a dick." Like, basically what he described it as. And to be honest with you, even having it, if I had bought this today, if this was mine, I'd be sitting here thinking, yeah, but I'd still be going, oh. It's one of them battles you're never ever gonna stop.
It's always going to play on you.
But to be honest with you, I think you just got to make sure you can justify it. Honestly, do not skint yourself for it, because this, again, 80% of the thrills with none of the spills. So
once you decide on it, you are going to buy it.
Yeah, basically,
once you have, you are going to buy it, and you ain't going to be sorry about it, but you're going to have that little niggle on you. Because I've still got it now. It's still niggling at me that I've spent £280 on this. £280, I could have done many things. I could have gone away for a week.
Or more.
Or more.
You could have bought us tickets to Spain, Minge.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones.
I could have gone drove a Ferrari or whatever. You know, one of those days on down the tracks for like 180 quid, and still had 100 quid.
Could have done it twice, yeah.
Yeah.
It is one of them things. It is, if this is what you want more than something that money is going to buy you. So if this is what,
if you're not doing like the e-cig to give up smoking, you're doing it as a alternative to smoking, and you want to carry on,
then you should never be thinking about this. If you're not,
if you're going to give up, don't even let it enter your mind. Stay on a bloody pass through.
Yeah, because it's never going to be any use.
Pass through V3, you are done.
So,
but if you are going to be a vapor like we are, I mean, I've only been in it 2 months. He's been in it 2.5 months.
2.5, 3 months.
Yeah. This is going to be how I smoke for the rest of my life.
Which, if he was still on fags, would only be about 5 years.
But it's not. So it's now going to be 10 years, which this will still be working.
Yeah.
Unless
He's got all precognitive and it can tell the future.
It is.
This is how he can adjust
20 years time when I've got the Provari
fucking
fucking 27, this one will still be in the back of the drawer waiting to come out if that one does die for whatever reason, if their build quality drops and their prices drop. This one will still be amazing and epic and beautiful and working and spot on, and
it's incredibly nice.
It is what it is. You get when you pay for.
Yeah. You want to spend the money, then
we can go round again if you like.
But we've gone around about 5 times. Honestly, this, in comparison to our other videos, I imagine this is probably one of the most boring ones we've done. It's very serious. It's like all the other YouTubers, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But I think this is a semi-serious matter. It's not like life or death.
Shall we just walk off, put on some hymn music, and just leave that dangling there?
But it is one of those. It's just that you've got. I mean, if you enjoy vaping, which obviously you do, we all do, and you love everything about it like I do and Worm does, and you think it's fantastic that technology has come far enough, and it has come a long way in 4 years since this kind of stuff first started. It's no longer crap. Then you might as well enjoy it as best you can, and if you can afford it, do it. It's as simple as that. That is the bottom line. If you can afford it, do it. If you can't, don't do it. It's as simple as that. There's no point in hurting your pockets.
Buy yourself a Vemo.
Yeah. That would be my recommendation, because the Vemo is likened to Monster twice the price. It gives you, like I say, a lot of the capabilities of that, with the advantage of variable wattage.
If you're into that.
If you're into that, which we're not, but it gives you that as well, and it's not going to cost you the earth. So it's one of them. Bottom line, if you can afford to do it, do it. If you can't, don't even think about it, or save the money you would spend on every other mod, and then whack it on that. Sorry, that. Not that. That's a Vamo. You can't see it, but I can. But yeah, it's one of them ones. Yeah. It's just I can keep saying the same thing over and over again, and even after watching this video, this is not going to stop in your head. If you want one, it is going to be.
This
consistent.
is what we've been playing with.
Yeah, it's been.
This is just basically our venting what's in here onto here.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's turned into a flap about loads and loads of crap. But yeah, if you want it, you can get it. Otherwise, you're not going to be sorry you've got a Vamo, I promise you that. You may look at the Provari and a kind of like, oh, girl next door, I really want her, but I can't have her kind of way. But
that's not a bad thing either.
No, I promise you.
You won't be sorry you got the Vamo. You really won't.
Really won't. You
but
really,
again,
really won't.
You seriously won't be sorry you got one of these.
No, but it depends on how much you use it. I mean, we vape like steam trains, so you can partially back out the fact that it's something you use all over and over again.
We're going round.
I don't know.
Lead out. Just lead out.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been long, I want to say, and it's not been as many chuckles.
Head dog, we know you made it to the end, but
yeah, head dog, we have faith in you, my friend. We've definitely one day.
If you do get to the end of this, send me a message saying I made it to the end and I love the Provari and you want to bum Proton.
And Proton is the one. Okay.
If you put that in a message, we'll know you got to the end, because
yeah.
We asked you twice and you didn't seem to reply. We've got to the end of our hour video, and this one's probably going to be about 2 by the time we've actually stopped this.
It's probably about an hour now, but it could go on. But sorry, what I was going to say is a call to action, totally wicked. We'll link it in the description. Basically, EU directive to basically put an end to what we would like to do with vaping and basically collapse the vaping world, and obviously all the businesses pretty much that are related to it. So yeah, we'll link it in the description. Go on there. Basically, it involves you writing a letter to your MP. There are links on there as to who your MP is and what to put in the letter. All you've got to do is post it. All right. It doesn't take long, and if you enjoy doing it, then do it, please, because yeah, the way of life is under threat, and we all may have to unite.
You're flapping again, man.
I know.
Lead out.
I know.
I told you to lead out now.
Yes, Minge. Alright, well, cheers for watching, guys. If you made it to the end of this, fucking get yourself a drink because you deserve it, and obviously cheers for watching. If you did like this, and it's not as easy to like this as it is our other videos, honestly, check them out.
They will be a bit funnier.
Yeah, they
are
funny. It's just this was just it's a more serious talk in it, let's face it.
It was.
But yeah, feel free to comment, and obviously if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. The intro again, worked hard on that, and yeah, if you wanna see more vaping videos, obviously subscribe to us. I have been the one. This has been the Minge.
He is the Minge. I am the Man Fanny. He is Mr. Proton. I am the Worm. See you soon, guys.